To Workout Wednesday 2021, Week 40 Solution Video. This is Kendra McRae, and I'll be showing you how to build the short and sweet challenge for this week. So in this week's challenge, we wanted to be able to do a couple of things. One is to separate the states A through M and N through Z, without having a whole, like a lot of case statements that people typically build this with. And then we also wanted to allow users to generate some interactivity to sorting order, right? Because sometimes stacked bar charts get a bad name for the simple fact that beyond just the bottom, it's actually hard to compare which one is actually the biggest if you don't have data labels and all that good stuff, right? So we want to be able to select a category and that pop down to the most optimal way to actually compare the values and the views. So let's get started. And all of the other thing is all of this is all in one view. So what we're going to do is make this bigger, and we're going to connect to our trusty sample superstore data set. So the first thing I'm going to want to do is a couple of things. One, I want to create a parameter that is the category selection that will determine sometimes the sort order. So we'll just do select category, and we will make this a string, and we will add this actually from the category area. Less typing. I'm always a fan of that. The next thing we're going to want to do is separate our state values, right? So just so you guys can see. I don't want all that. So that's our state value, right? What I want to be able to do is separate these based off of their alphabetical, the first name or first letter in the name. So we're just going to call this state first initial. First letter. And we'll just do it if it's the upper. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is that text can actually be transformed into numeric values. And so you can actually leverage larger or greater than and use it almost like a number if you wanted to. That's what we're going to be doing to get around having to do those, like 50 line case statements that nobody loves, right? So state, and then we'll just take that first initial there, and we'll just close that out, and we'll just say, hey, if it's greater than n, and n actually has a numeric value. I think it's the ANSCII, something like that. Probably I'm mispronouncing it, but it works just the same. And then we'll just say, hey, if that's not A through N, then it will be N through Z. And end. Ooh, don't you like? Oh. Let's see what it does not like. So I close that left out. Oh, wasn't supposed to close that out. There we go. One too many parentheses there. So I have my state, and let's see if it actually works as expected. So, all right, okay. So it works, right? So we're in a good place with the classifications. So I'm going to get rid of the individual state stuff, and I'm actually going to throw this into my columns. And I think it was sales, and it was the basis, and we'll make this a chart. I'm going to flip that. All right, and then I think we had category as the color to kind of actually see that. And I think we're going to do some data labels here, and I'm probably going to just make this, I'm going to scale this by the thousands just so I don't see all this stuff. So I'm kind of almost there, and then I'll add a reference line because I think the solution had that at the top. So we'll do that, and we'll just do the sum. Oh, there we go. We'll have the value at the top and no line. think we should be good, and we're going to format this because I want it to be in the middle. Oop, don't want it to be there. I'll have it on top. All right. So we were like 95% of the way done, right? So we did our classifications, but the question is, how do we get this, to incorporate our sorting order based off of a user selection? So what I will actually do is create a true false that basically says, hey, if, and it'll be triggered based off of whatever's in the parameter, right? And that will be the sort order. And we'll actually use Tableau's order of operations to our benefit. So all I'll just do is say, hey, the category is equal to the select category, right? And we're going to just throw that in here. And so let's see if, and let me just clean up some of this stuff just because I just don't like a lot of extra lines on my grids and my axes. So, all right. So look, what will happen, and then we will actually trigger this. So like what I'm going to do is just do it like the old school way, but we're actually going to leverage a parameter action to do this in, okay. So it's working as expected. So when I choose technology, so whatever I choose will go to the bottom. All right, perfect. So it is working as expected without leveraging my dashboard actions. So let's actually bring it to the dashboard so we can be done almost. And I'm going to size this a little bit differently. So maybe I might just do a little 400 and not make this as fat. And because I don't like when forcing users to have to do drop downs, I'm not a big fan of drop downs in general. So what I'm actually going to do is leverage a parameter action that will essentially do the same thing that the drop down would do. So we'll just say select the category, or we'll just say sort the category. And my target parameter is the select category, and we're going to use that as, oops, there we go. And so let's see if it works. Okay, but here's something kind of funky. What I don't like is that it will gray everything that wasn't selected out, and that's not so hot. So what we're going to do is actually suppress the highlighting by using a little Tableau magic, and I'll just call this blank. We'll just throw this into, what am I doing? There we go. Let's place that right there. And then I'll just have it there as a placeholder. And then what I'm actually going to do is leverage a dashboard action to kind of mimic. It's a dashboard highlight action. And we'll just say suppress highlighting. And if you select this, and then I'm going to do this selected fields. The field that I want is this blank field. So let's see if it does what I want it to do, and it does, and I'm so excited. All right, perfect. Okay, so with that being said, that is the challenge for this week. Like I said, it was short and sweet. Hopefully you got something out of it, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks. Bye.